pivoting to that, you mentioned your investigators, but you also say that you have an army of investigators. So most lawyers rely upon what their client tells them. Why is this personal investigative approach so important to what you do?
You're going against an insurance company with unlimited resources. They're going to have a team that's going up against your client, looking into every social media post they've ever made, any activity they've ever participated in. And in order to combat that, you have to assemble your own team of experts in the personal injury world, especially in premises liability cases, right? I'm not an expert on elevators. And working with a team of experts, not only do I get important evidence, but they help guide me through the process. I have an elevator expert that I've sat on the phone with for 3 to 4 hours and gone through the elevator code just to try to understand what all of these things mean, because I have to, in a sense, become an expert for that case. So I use all these resources to my advantage. And, it's our team versus their team. And the one thing I know, Patrick, versus an insurance company that has hundreds more cases than me, is that I have more time and I can pay more close attention to detail and I can work more closely with our investigators. They have a Rolodex of investigators. Okay, let's use this for this case, send them out there. But there's not as much communication between that side, the insurance defense side, and the experts as you'd believe, mainly because there's not enough time. They're on to the next case, on to the next case. Whereas when I come up to an inspection or a deposition, I'm spending the 4 weeks before that preparing, looking at this from every angle. So when I get that deposition, which for all intents and purposes is the trial, right? In the civil world, I'm prepared and I get the sworn testimony that I need that I can then show at the mediation. And it's very hard to rebut sworn testimony, right? So that's how, whether it's premises liability experts, whether it's medical experts, whoever I need, if you step into this realm, you can't shortchange the cost. These cases do cost a lot of money. And I understand that's sometimes a hesitation for people. But if you work the cases up properly and you invest the money that it takes to really dig into the facts, then I believe you can get some very successful results, even when you're a small, little measly law firm like Abrams Justice here. A lot of times people may underestimate us, or maybe they haven't heard about us. I don't take it personally, Patrick. I see that as a great opportunity where they don't see me coming. And then all of a sudden after the deposition, they know who I am and they can tell very quickly, are you one of those lawyers that will go the distance and really fight the case and go to trial? Or are you one of those lawyers thinking about your deposition tomorrow and just kind of going through the motions? And I try to make it very clear that I'm the former.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Meaningful Mediation Podcast. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Additional episodes can be found on YouTube and your favorite podcast channels. Until next time, less dispute, more resolution.